Guys, Nick of CPF Boxing. So a quick video. Jonny Nelson's come out and he says he predicts that Usyk will stop Dubois again on July the 19th in a rematch. So firstly, Jonny Nelson's a pundit. He's an ex-boxer who's 45-12-2 with 29 knockouts, 64% knockout ratio. So he knows about knockouts. He's a good guy to comment on that. Cool guy, charismatic. He was a cruiserweight when he fought, so also there's that connection. So he's in a good position to comment on this. He thinks basically what he said is that Dubois has the power. If you're looking at recent pictures of Dubois' physique, I'd agree with that. He looks in sensational shape. Obviously been training hard. But again, it comes back to that delivery system thing again, where the power, he's got to hit Usyk. So will he land some shots? I believe he will. Will he land the amount of shots that he wants? I believe not. Will he land the shots with the power that he wants? You know, really planting his feet, putting the power in there? I'm not so sure. So I think this fight will be more competitive. Most people that I've spoken to are going with Dubois. I'm going to stick with Usyk. I just think that he's got a bit left in the tank. His experience, his fighting IQ will see him through. And I think much like Jonny Nelson saying here, it would be 1 or 2 punch knockout. Certainly won't be a 1 punch knockout, which is a fair estimation. It'll be like an accumulative punches, which I'd agree with as well. So the factor there for me is the experience and the IQ of Usyk. If he does get taken into deep waters like the last fight, I think he'll adapt to it. The low blow from the last fight, people have stopped mentioning it, thank God. It's the last time I'm going to mention it. The rematch is happening, you know, wrongs will be made right. Dubois obviously believes he can beat Usyk. I think he's that confident where he believes he can beat Usyk. I think Usyk, as usual, is just laser focused. I don't know, I'm not Usyk, so I don't know what levels of stress or anticipation he'll be feeling, but I think he's just locked in, focused, doing what he usually does. The guy's like a machine. We've seen footage of Dubois training, doing his medicine ball slams into the wall, his physique, well, not just medicine ball slams, all sorts of training, the sport-specific training you do as a professional heavyweight boxer. But we've seen the footage of Usyk doing training as well. He likes to dance, and I genuinely feel like being a good dancer, it's not even daft when you think about it. Being a good dancer, being good with your footwork and your coordination will translate well into boxing, where you have to be, to get to Dubois and Usyk's level, you have to be incredibly good with your footwork and coordination. There are many moving parts, many factors. So Jonny Nelson thinks that Usyk will stop Dubois. Yeah, it won't be with one shot, it'll be accumulative, it's simple. It'll put in the pressure. And a few people are saying the way Dubois will win is going straight at Usyk, getting at him early, putting the pressure on him, stopping his ability to implement his game plan also. Because we talk about game plans, but as calm and collected as Usyk is, obviously he's human. He can be hit hard in certain places, although not in his balls this time. Was his balls? Anyway, I'm going to look. He's human. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs and a head. Anyone can be beaten, you know. We've seen it in boxing, UFC, all combat sports. The guys that look invincible, even John Jones, if he eventually does come back to fight Tom Aspinall, he could be beaten. Tom Aspinall will probably be a favourite in that fight. So anyone could be beaten. Dubois nearly did it last time. This could be the time. Do I think it will be his time to beat Usyk? I don't think it will be this time. I just think the more experienced guy he'll probably have more composure. I think he'll come through again. And the other factor is, people have alluded to it, Daniel Dubois has been beat by Joe Joyce before. He did get stopped, and I know people said he quit. I don't believe he quit. I mean, if you've got such a bad injury, it's hard to say someone's a quitter. You know, we can say that, but then we should try and box or spar or do anything with, like, I think it's his orbital bone. He's also been dropped by Kevin Lerena. He got dropped 3 times in the first round in that fight. His chin's been tested, and he doesn't have an impenetrable chin. And again, with the accumulative punches, I think Usyk can stop him. So he's not unstoppable. Usyk's shown he's vulnerable also. I've mentioned it again, I can't fucking stop mentioning it. But it's interesting, he can be flawed, he can be put down. Will his age be a factor? I'm not sure, because his training and just the way he lives as a person, his lifestyle, like, it's insane. So I'm not sure if he's going to come into the ring looking like an old man. He may come in looking less impressive than he has in previous fights, but still, that's not saying much. He's looked incredibly impressive in some of his fights. Like I say, they're both human. They can both be hit and injured. Anything can happen. Jonny Nelson thinks Usyk will win in the rematch. Tony Bellew, I saw something Tony said where if he was offered a Usyk rematch, he'd have run 1,000 miles at record speed, probably broken the land speed record, which is fair enough. Trying to be impartial, obviously. I'm a big Usyk's my favourite boxer. I make no secret of it. Probably my favourite combat sports athlete at the moment. I've got a few historically that have retired, but I think him at the moment, to be honest, yeah. I'm trying to be impartial though, you know, and neutral. They've both got, Usyk's got the cerebral physique that can bring him through the fight and the experience. And his age, I'm not sure if it'd be a factor. Dubois has got the power, but he's also training very hard. He's not just going to rely on his power. He'll have a good team behind him. He's Don Charles. Hopefully George Cox or whatever he's called and getting involved and trying to train him. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Jonny Nelson says Usyk in the rematch. I'm saying Usyk in the rematch. I think he'll stop him late. Actually, I was going to go with points Usyk, but I think in the 10th round, around the 10th round, he'll stop him. It could be similar to last time in that sense. But again, Dubois got to get him early and really go for him, stop him going up his gears that he does, adjusting, having a think, downloading that data. Is it Tim Bradley? Someone said, I heard him say recently, downloading the data, so that's what he does. Then he'll implement his game plan. So yeah, a few different opinions about how the fight will go. Very interesting. So I'm going to do a separate video about another fight that's been added to that card. I know it's Andre Rampage Nowitzki. He's fighting another really exciting Ukrainian heavyweight. Yeah, Surenko. So Andre Nowitzki versus Vaslav Surenko. Fuck me, some of these names. My wife's Polish, you should hear her surname. It's double-barreled now, but her surname. I'm dyslexic. It took me like 7 years to learn how to spell properly. Wow. I'm going to do a separate video on that because I feel it deserves a separate video because I think that will be the fight of the night. Not the spectacle, the eyes will be on Usyk Dubois, but I think Nowitzki versus looking at how they are, the potential, the records, the knockout ratios, I think that will be the actual fight of the night as far as action goes. Anyway, look out for that. Thanks for watching as usual. There's Fred, he's had some movement, he's on it. Yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching as usual. I've had some cool comments, which I appreciate. So Nick with CPF Boxing. Have a good day. Cheers. Peace.